Hello, my name is Megan Montavon and I will be presenting my student case study. The name of the student that I assess is McAlvin Stafford. He was born on January 17th, 1996. His parents are Minnie and McKesson Stafford, and he attends Broadwell Institute within the Liberty County School District. He is currently in the 10th grade, and his teacher's name is Miss Shinholster Richards. He was assessed on May 22nd, 2013. McAlvin was referred by his mother, Minnie Stafford, because she was concerned about his academic progress in reading and math. McAlvin is currently enrolled in a self-contained special ed classroom. He is in a combination 9 through 12 grade class of mixed disabilities. He leaves for 1 hour each day to attend mainstream in a general horticulture course. He has attended elementary and junior high within the Liberty County School District. McAlvin lives with his mother and father and older brother, McKesson Jr. McAlvin participates in weight training and is on the high school football team. McAlvin presents himself as a happy, good-hearted individual. He always seemed willing to comply in the assessment process. He's very bright and he's willing to comply. Whenever he struggled during the testing process, he would answer the questions with words he felt more comfortable with. McAlvin had a hard time sitting during the testing and would bring up off-topic conversations. If I was assessing him in math, he would start talking to me about football or his home life. So he had a hard time focusing on what was in front of him. He works about 5 to 10 minutes independently before needing a break. There were 3 tests that I administered. First, I administered the Woodcock-Johnson 3, the Phonological Awareness Test, and the Key Math 3. His test results for the Woodcock-Johnson showed that he scored at a below average or well below average in almost all of the areas. His average grade equivalent was between kindergarten and first grade. In his letter word identification, he had the highest score of 26, but it still scored at below average and the grade equivalent of first grade. His reading fluency showed that he was below average and scored within the first grade level. His calculation, he scored at a well below average, again at the first grade level. His math fluency and applied problems scored him at the kindergarten level. And the writing fluency and passage comprehension scored him at the first grade level. And his writing sample scored him at the kindergarten level. So as you can see, he scored all between first grade and kindergarten in all of his areas. He struggles with writing, spelling, and applied problems more so than all the other areas. These are all the areas that he scored at the kindergarten level. And his strongest area was the letter word identification. And for the phonological awareness test, it showed that he was well below average in all areas. It showed that he struggled with the basic areas of phonological awareness. He can identify letters of the alphabet, however, he cannot segment words, he can't identify letter sounds, he cannot identify the first, middle, or ending of a word. So he is able to identify the letters, and he can identify words that he knows, however, he cannot blend sounds and cannot segment words. The test results for the Key Math 3 showed that he had a skill score of 1 in all areas. He is able to identify numbers 1 through 50. He is able to add using manipulatives. However, in this test, when it showed there are 3 birds and 2 flew away, how many are left, he is not able to calculate that in his head. He needs manipulatives. He needs to be able to physically remove 2 items from 3 to get 1. So he struggled in this area. As for geometry, he can identify up to 3 basic shapes. So he struggled within geometry. And he is able to write numbers 1 through 50. However, after 50, he will need assistance. My analysis of the 3 assessments that I administered was that he is able to identify, count, and write numbers 1 through 50. He's able to perform double-digit addition with manipulatives and single-digit subtraction with manipulatives. He can multiply with the use of a calculator, and without a calculator, he can multiply his zeros, ones, and twos. He can count by 2s up to 20 independently. He is unable to count by 3s or 4s. He's unable to identify geometric shapes other than circle, square, and triangle. As for reading, he can read at a 1st grade level, and he can identify up to 50 sight words independently. He cannot identify any sounds of a word. He cannot segment words. If he is reading and he sees the word white and does not know the word white, he'll say the word water. He will use a word that he's more comfortable with while reading. So he can read a passage independently, but he will change all of the words around. He has an inability to focus and stay on task. He's very social with classmates, peers, even teachers. He will bring up out-of-topic discussion during classwork. He cannot sit for more than 5 minutes without becoming easily distracted. And he is able to identify all basic colors, up to 20 animals, and express himself within complete sentences. This is my analysis on the student McAlpin Stafford, and that is the conclusion of my report.